Okay. Good morning. Okay. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Okay, I need you to, on the chat page, the chat feed, write your name.
They have to change their nickname up.
Okay, now write your name in full and not a unique name or nickname. Okay, write your name in full. Okay. All right, good. Chidera, I can see. Okay, David, Abiba, beautiful. All right, you're all welcome. Okay, so we start right away. Remember what we did last lesson, I think on Tuesday, mathematics, solution to simultaneous linear equation. And we discussed two methods. We discussed one method, elimination method. I'll quickly run through it. But the method for today is substitution method. Okay. All right. Elimination method, as we discussed last time. When you have two simultaneous equations, as you have on your screen right now, okay? Now, we have two variables on the first equation, two variables on the second equation, which are unknown, and that is what you have to find. And the elimination method, we make sure that the coefficient of either of the variables in the first equation and second equation, we make sure they are the same as we have in this case. We have one for y, we eliminate y. Okay, so when you add this, y is eliminated, then you add 3x to 5x, and that gives you 8x is equal to 16. From there, you get it, divide both sides by 8, and get your x to be 2. So that x for 2, you substitute into any of the equation, either the first equation or the second equation. Okay, so when you do that, make use of the first equation. So we have 3 multiplied by 2, that gives us 6 plus y equals 9. Okay, then you subtract 6 from both sides and you get your answer to be 3. Okay, now this example also was done last lesson. In the first example, this is what you will do. You make sure you linearize the equation given to you. If you look at example 1, you have it in fraction. Okay, you have it in fraction. And I said that consider the denominator of the coefficient of variable x and that of y. You have it to be 2 and 3 respectively. I said you multiply it together, that will give you 6. Meaning that both 2 and 3 can divide 6. Okay, without remainder. So when you do that, you will linearize it. We do same to second equation. We have 4 as well as 3 as the denominator of coefficient of y and x respectively. Multiply both 4 and 3 together, that will give you 12. Then that 12, use that 12 to multiply all through the equation. Okay, so by so doing, you have linearized it. Okay. Okay. Then the second question. The second question. Don't worry, the last note on YouTube, you'll get it very soon. Okay. Okay, it's not an issue, you'll get it. And the second question, you have 2 over x minus 1 over y is equals to 3. Then second equation, 4 over x plus 3 over y is equals to 16. Okay, what do you do? The idea I gave is that the 2, make it a coefficient such that you will have 1 over x to be a fraction. The same goes for 1 over y in the first equation. Now you do the same for the second equation. You take 4 out, then you will be left 1 over x. Okay, then 3 out, you'll be left with 1 over y, all equals to 16. So in all equation, you realize that you have 1 over x, 1 over y, 1 over x, 1 over y in both equations. So you can make a term for 1 over x and another term for 1 over y. You can say, let 1 over x be a and let 1 over y be b. Okay, so when you do that, you have linearized it, and from there you get you find the solution using elimination method. Okay, now today we'll consider substitution method. Alexandra, you are in mathematics class. Okay, today we consider substitution method. Okay, now consider the equation on your screen. You're given y, which is direct. Y is equal to 2x minus 3. Very direct. Another equation, you have 2x plus 3y is equal to 23. Because you have y, you have y has been transformed already into that form. Y equals to 2x plus 3. All you need to do is to substitute equation 1 into equation 2. Okay, because it is substitution method. So you substitute the first equation or either of the equation into another equation. All right. So when you do that, you will have 2x plus 3. Then it should be 3y, but our y is now 2x minus 3. So instead of writing y, it will now be 2x minus 3. That's why you have 2x plus then 3 into 2x minus 3 equals 23. Okay, you expand the bracket, you open it up, and you get the second line of the equation. 2x plus 6x minus 9 is equals to 23. Okay, then you collect the like times 2x plus 6x, that will give you 8x minus 9 equals 23. Then you deal with the negative 9, you can take it to the other side, it will become positive, or you add 9 to both sides. Okay, whichever way, you will get 8x equals 32. Okay, when you have that, you divide both sides by 8. Then your x will be 4. Okay, your x will be 4. The topic is simultaneous linear equation, and we have dealt with elimination method in last class. Today, we are dealing with substitution method. Okay. So since we have our x to be 4 earlier, you just have to substitute into equation. Y is very easy because y is equal to a certain
Just tell them to change their nickname to their name.
Again, change your nickname to your name, your full name. All right, that's good of you. All right, so let's continue. So we substitute x to be 4 into equation 1. Okay, so when you do that, you have y equals 2 times x, but our x is 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. Then 8 minus 3, you have it to be 5. So y is equals to 5. Okay. There is another example. But in this case, y is not given to you direct. So what do? You make sure that you make either of your x, variable x, or that of y to be of the form that they equate. They are equated to another set of terms. Take for instance, equation 1. You have 3x minus y equals to 9. So when you make y the subject of the formula, okay, you will now have it to be y equals 3x minus 9. You can see how it flows from 3x minus y equals to 9. Take y to the other side, 3x is equals to 9 plus y. Then bring y to this other side. You have 3x minus 9 equals to y. So when you rearrange it, you have y equals 3x minus 9. Once you have done that, it means your y equals to that set of terms. So that is what you will now substitute into the next equation. Okay. All right. So since we have a y to be 3x minus 9, we substitute into equation 2. Equation 2 is given as 8x plus 5y. Instead of writing y, you now write 5 into 3x minus 9 equals 1. Okay, so this become a linear equation. When you solve it, you have your x to be 2, as you can see on your screen. Now, once your x is known, once one variable is known, you substitute it into another equation to get the other variable. So for this case, we just have to substitute into equation 1. Because our x is 2, so into equation 1, we have 3x, but x is 2. So it will be 3 times 2, that's 6. So we have it to be 6 minus y equals 9. Okay, so when you do the calculation properly, you have your y to be minus 3. Okay, you have to be minus 3. Okay, are you all following? Any questions so far? Any question? Okay. There is this. I want you all to focus your attention. Okay, the solution will be done on the board, and as many that are fast enough to do it. Okay. Okay, Latifa, listen up. Okay. Ati Mohib, Latifa Mohib. Okay, okay. I understand. If you start too fast, let me quickly. Okay. All right. Now look at. Okay. Again, there is a slide in case you're just joining. Substitution method. You have y given directly to the 2x minus 3. So that is what you will substitute into the second equation. Okay. So when you do that, you have 2x plus 3 into 2x minus 3 then equals to 3. Okay. So it's linear enough. Okay. From there, you get your x to be equals to 4. Then when you get your x to be 4, you now substitute for x to be 4 into another equation, say equation 2. Okay, now, and when you do that, you will have this because it's y you want to get, you want to solve for y, since you have your x earlier to be equal to 4. So x to be equal to 4, substitute into equation 1. You have y equals to 2x. Instead of x, you now put 4. So it will now be 2 multiplied by 4, that's 8 minus 3. So 8 minus 3 is 5. Okay. So this is another form. Now, I said here, y is not given to you directly. So you have to make y equal to some set of terms. Like you can see, as you can see, you have 3x minus y equals to 9, then 3x equals to 9 plus y. Now you make y subject of the formula here. Once you do that, you have y equals to 3x minus 9. Okay, now 3x minus 9, that is for y. Now substitute this into the second equation. Okay. Okay. So I'm just I'm going over it again. So as many that are just joining, just listen up and write on. Okay. Okay. So this is another type. When you substitute for y, yes, y equals to this. So you have y is equals to 3x minus 9 into equation 2. So you have it to be 8x plus 5 into, instead of writing y, you should take the form of 3x minus 9, all equals to 1. Then you expand the bracket. Then from there you get your answer, x equals 2. Okay. So once you get x equals to 2, substitute that value of x equals to 2 into another equation so you can get for your variable y. So for this case, we make use of equation 1. Equation 1 reads 3x minus y equals 9. We know that our x is 2 already. We know that our x is 2 already. So it will therefore be 3 times x. Instead of x, it will now be 3 times 2 because x is getting to the 2. So it will now be 3 times 2, that's 6. So we have it to be 6 minus y equals 9. Of course, I thought you have been attending the class. You should write. You should write. Okay. So from there, you get your y equals to minus 3. Okay. All right. Now, there is this I want you to see because you are in an advanced class, SS2. Okay. Then challenging question is required that you have the idea and that you know how to solve it. Okay. So that is what we want to do now. Okay. So this is what you do. You can all throw pre-screen. There will be a snapshot of the screen. Okay. So once you do that, you can easily follow suit. Okay. Now, look at the board. You have to concentrate on what the teacher is taking you through. Okay. And not to chat with yourselves or any other person on the platform. I told you not to disturb any other person. Okay. Now, I've gone over it. Even for the third time, you can do the snapshot on your screen, on your system at home right now. This elimination method, slide 1. So once you do that, I move to the second slide. Okay. Now, this is the second slide for substitution method. Okay. So do the screenshots. Okay. Then once you have done that, I move to the third slide. So you have this also, another question. Nice. Have you all done this? Okay. Amdalat, hold on. I will attend to you. Okay, now have you done this too? Now, are you all set? This is the first slide. The first slide. The first slide. Have you done the? Okay, beautiful. All right. The second slide. second slide, the third slide, and Chidera, which slide do you want? The second slide. So this is the second slide. This second slide. Okay. All right. Third, fourth. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm going to give you a challenging question now, not you. We'll solve it together. Okay. So let us try this. This is an example. So I want you to look at the board. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have a question. The question says you should find x and y, as you can see on the screen. But I'll try to solve it on the board. Okay. Given that 3 to the power of 2x minus y equals to 1. Okay. And 16 to the power of x over 4 equals 8 to the power of 3x minus y. Okay, so we have to solve for x and y. What do we do? Solve for x and y. What about now? Can you see what I'm writing now? Fatima? How about now? Okay. Nifemi, you are brilliant of you. But let's try to solve it with the class. Okay. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Now let's call this equation 1 and this equation 2. Okay. Equation 1 and equation 2. Now, when you consider equation 1, we have base of 3 and power of 2x minus y, and everything equals to 1. And we know that 3 raised to power 0 will give us 1. So that both sides, the left-hand side and right-hand side, will be of same base 3. Okay. All right, good. So that is what we do. So equation 1 will therefore be 3 to the power of 2x minus y equals 3 raised to power 0. You can see that they are of same base. All that we need to do is to consider the power. So once you consider the power, you have 2x minus y equals 0. 2x minus y equals 0. Okay. From there, you can make your y subject of the formula. And once you do that, you will have y equals to 2x. Okay. Let's call that equation 3. So bear it in mind that you have y equals to 2x, and that is equation 3. Y equals to 2x, that is equation 3. Okay. Now, let us consider equation 2. Let's consider equation 2. Equation 2, on the numerator, you have 16 to the power of x. Denominator, you have 4, all equal to 8 to the power of 3x minus y. With a very keen look at it, we realize that we can make everything to the base of 2. Okay, from your indices, everything can go with base of 2. Now, for that of 16, you will have what? 2 raised to what power? 2 to the power of 3 will give you 8. So to the power of 4 will give you 16. Okay. 2 to the power of 4, that is 16. 2 raised to 4 will give you 16. And you put down your x beside it. Okay? Then for 4, 2 times 2 will give you 4. 2 times 2 will give you 4. So you have 2 raised to power 2. 2 raised to power 2. Then for 8, in terms of 2, it will be 2 raised to power of 3. All this, 2 raised to power of 3. Okay. Then you now put the power 3x minus y. Now we realize that everything is in power of 2, or rather you can linearize this, from your indices. Okay. Let me quickly linearize this from indices. Okay. Let me rub the board off. Rub the board off. Okay. So you have 2, 4x from indices, because they are dividing, it will become minus 2. Okay, to become minus 2 equals to 2. You have 3 into 3x minus y. Okay. When you look at this, you consider the power alone, because they are of the same base, 2. So we consider the power. Now, comparing both powers, you have 4x minus 2 equals 3 into 3x minus y. Okay. Are you all following? Good. All right. So when you expand this fully, you have 4x minus 2. 4x minus 2 into, when you open the bracket, you have 9x minus 3y. 9x minus 3y. It has been linear, but on the right hand side, you have another variable y. Okay. Now, do not forget, you can call this your equation 4, but do not forget that we have y to be 2x from equation 1. We have y to be 2x from equation 1. Now, what do we do? It means for y, you substitute 2x for y. Substitute 2x for y. Okay? So when you do that, you have 4x minus 2 equals 9x minus 3. Instead of writing y, remember that we have y to be equals 2x. So that is what we put.
Check sometimes when they're taking off you.
Okay. All right. Hope you can see the board now. Okay. How about now? Check it now. Can you see now? Fatima, can you see now? Can you see the board? Let me draw it closer. Okay. All right. So you have 4x Now you have 4x minus 2 equals 9x minus 3. That's what you have. So it means we can find x. We have turned variable y into variable x from this term, y equals 2x. All right, sorry, let me put 2x. Okay, now the next thing is just to open up the brackets, and from there we solve for x. Okay, now we have 4x minus 2 equals 9x minus 2 multiplied by 3, or 3 multiplied by 2 will give you 6. So you have 6x. Now, you can see that on the right hand side, you have x with both terms. So x is common. When you take your x out, you are left with 9 minus 6. And 9 minus 6 will give you 3. So this will be 3 equals 2x, then 4x. Again, you have to collect the like term. Negative 2, take it to the right hand side. Then 3x, move it to the left hand side. So once you do that, you will have 4x minus 3x equals 2. And that will give you x equals 2. Okay, that will give you x equals 2. Okay, can you all see that? S equals 2. Now, note that we have y, variable y, to be 2x. Note that we have y to be 2x, and that x is equals to 2. Okay. And x is equals to 2. Okay. So to get your y, x is equals to 2, you substitute into equation 3. So you have 2 into 2. So that you have your y to be equals to 4. So that your y equals 4. Meaning that you have x equals 2 and y equals 4 for the question. Okay. Fatima, consider what? If there's any question, I need you to ask now. Okay. Any question? Okay. How did I come about the answer? Now, check the question again. Find x and y. If 3 to the power of 2x minus y equals to 1, and the other one. Okay. I said earlier, consider the first equation. Nifebi, concentrate, and others. Okay. Recall that from the first equation, you have 3 to the power of 2x minus y. Equation 1, you have 3 to the power of 2x minus y. Okay. Equals to 1. Okay, equals to 1. And I said that for this equation to be, to be accepted or to be acceptable, you make that 1 so that it will have the same base as your left hand side. So instead of writing 1, I can write 3 to the power of 0. You agree this with me? That 3 to the power of 0, 3 to the power of 0 is equal to 1, isn't it? If Fiolua, I'm solving it again. Okay, concentrate. I'm solving it again. So this is equation 1 first. Okay. Equation 1 is giving us 3 to the power of 2x minus y equals to 1. Okay, but instead of writing 1, I can write it to be 3 to the power of 0, knowing that 3 to the power of 0 is equals to 1. Okay. So once you do that, you can do away with that base. Once you do away with the base and you consider the power, you equate the power. Equating the power will give you 2x minus y equals 0. Okay. And from this point, you can make your y subject of the formula. Okay. You can make your y subject of the formula. And making y subject of the formula will give you y equals 2x. Okay. And that is what I have here. Y equals 2x. So bear that in mind and keep it somewhere. Okay, because you're going to substitute y equals to 2x into the other equation after you have linearized it. Is that clear? Now, let us now consider the second equation. Let's consider the second equation. Okay. Second equation, you have 16 to the power of x. 16 to the power of x over 4 equals 8 to the power of 3x minus y. 3x minus y. I said, since you cannot divide this directly, you turn it to the form 2 raised to a certain power that will still be equivalent to 16. 4 into the form of 2 to a certain power that will still be equivalent to 4, and 8 to the form of 2 raised to power of 3, and that will still be equivalent to 8. Okay, now rewriting this, you will have, instead of writing 16, I will write it as 2 raised to power 4. 2 raised to power 4 will give me 16, isn't it? Okay, now still put that power of x beside it. Okay, equals, instead of writing 8, I will have 2 raised to power of 3. Okay, 2 times 2, 4, times another 2, that will give you 8. So 2 raised to power 3 will give you 8. Okay, then you still put the power 3x minus y. Okay, and for 4, of course, you know that 2 times 2 will give you 4. So we have 2 raised to power 2. You have 2 raised to power 2. Okay. Now, I said from indices, once you have this expression, okay, the power, they are the same base. The power moving up will become negative because they are dividing each other. Okay. The power moving up will become negative because they are the same power. If you recollect from your indices, so that is what I will rewrite this whole expression. Rewriting this, I will have it to be 2 raised to power 4x, and for this power become minus 2. Okay, it has been, then we have it of this form. Okay. Okay, now again, you consider the power, you do away with the base. Okay, once you do that, you will have 4x minus 2 equals 3 into 3x minus y. Okay, that's been linearized. Once you have this, and you have it that your y, what we have earlier, y is equals to 2x. Y is equals to 2x. What do? Also consider that y equals to 2x. So all that you need is to substitute y equals to 2x into this equation. Okay? When you do that properly, you have your x to be 2, and you have your y to be 4. Okay? You can check it again. Okay. All right. Good. All right. So do that correct. Once substitute y into, so you have this equation and this equation. So substitute this into this, you get x to be 2, then you get y to be 4. Okay. All right. Okay, so I want you to try this. Okay, now Nifemi, you have tried this last time, so I want you to try using substitution method. Okay, try this using substitution method. Have you copy the classwork? Copy the classwork and solve it using substitution method. Okay, but this is what you will do. Copying it using substitution method. Have you all done that? No. Copy it down first. After you've done that, okay, copy this down. Remember the email. Remember my email. You send it to this email. Okay. So I have to purposely give you a question. Oh, beautiful. I will give you a question so you prepare yourself for that external exam. Okay. Now I can see. Okay, send your answer to my email given to you. It's shown on your screen already. Okay, so I will clarify you the more on that and also give you correction on that. Okay. Thank you all. Okay. And any other question? Any person raising hand, let me see to ask question orally. Okay. Ibrahim Aisha.
Sir, the assignment.
Okay.
Sir, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Sir, are you going to send it to the email, like all the assignments you'll be giving us?
Yes, send to the email.
Okay,
Send to
sir.
the email. All right. Chidera. Chidera.
Sir,
Yes,
um,
I can hear you.
sir, can you go back to the classwork? And when are they going to upload last Tuesday's notes?
Tuesday. I will tell the management they will know what to do about that. But I'll make sure they upload that of Tuesday. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So thank you, everyone. We'll meet in next class. But attempt the question I'm going to
Wait, wait. Go back to the classwork.
the class work. Okay, this.
Yes.
Okay, quickly copy it down because the time is up already. Copy it down. The time is up. Thank you. We'll meet in next class.